Hi guys, welcome to Manhood Explained. My name is Camille. Today is 16th of February 2020. Welcome to live number 51. If you ever heard from your girl that you're doing nothing or not doing enough, and that you're passive in your relationship and you're supposed to do something about it, well, today we're going to talk about it, so you would never have to hear that again. Fair enough? Listen, for the last few days, I was having something, boiling or brawling in my head, and I tried to kind of grasp that. And so I'm talking about it today not only because I've seen it's a great subject, but also something that kind of happened live to me today. Um, this is something very important. As we said before, there's tons of differences how we're wired as guys and as men and women. There are many differences, and simple example is like, let's say we are better drivers in general, because you see ladies that drive really well, but in general, like, it's we are better because we've got the spatial imagination, which helps us to navigate in the car in 3D and all. But then there's tons of other things that ladies are good at, and if you can see simply, they are much better caretakers of the family. And it all you can see from different perspective. Maybe their hormones basically are built this way, so they are much more caring. I think it's oxytocin, that it's this hormone of closeness, or whatever it's called. It makes them so loving and so caring that we will never be able to do this. That's why the person that loves you the most is your mom, obviously. But one more thing that it's amazing to observe and kind of understand in your relationship is what is the difference on how we look at planning and short and long term plans for your relationship. So if you look how ladies express or how they see planning and today and tomorrow, they basically see very short term but very wide. So they are able to kind of see the things today. They don't really look forward in the future, not as much as we do. But because of that, they are seeing so many details right now. So that's why in combination with this oxytocin thing that we talked a second ago, it makes them perfect caretakers of our homes, of our kids, because not only they care and they love, to the degree that I will never even will be able to understand, but also they see so much detail. So that's why they're able to cook, take care of the kids, clean the dishes, watch TV, and at the same time talking to her mom on the phone. We guys, we are able to do most of the time one thing at a time. That's it. That's why we're getting so much frustrated when do something and someone or something is just steals our attention. But in comparison to that, and that's what they're excelling. But looking at us, we are much better in long term planning and vision. And there are two ways I want you to look at it. Planning for the let's say midterm, because it's not so short as they see, like day to day, but we can look at this like in relatively short term, which is like, let's say, few weeks or months. Because let's say it straight, every month something's happening, whether that's her birthday, whether that's Christmas, whether that's Easter, or holidays, or something. Every month there's something extraordinary that happens. And then who is the one who's going to plan this all? Who's the one who's going to take care and kind of plan and execute on it? And you start to understand that if you see that we are great planners, that we thrive on this need to have a vision, then you start to see that you feel very well in planning. So let's say you'll go to your family to visit them because of, I don't know, let's say Easter. And then you can end up like me. When we were going to Kasha's family, many times during the last few years, and it took us almost 3 hours driving to get there. And at the beginning, for years, there was not even internet. There was a TV with few channels, and there was nothing for me to do basically. So I'm not complaining because the family there loved me, and they took care of me, and it was a great time. I really loved to be there. But most of the time when I was not needed to help them somehow, I was sitting there, just looking at the walls and had nothing to do. So I figured out that it's a great idea for me to, when I know that it's going to happen, let's say in 2 or 3 weeks, I start to plan. What's my plan B? What will happen if I'll have this time to sit and do nothing? If there's no internet, there's no TV, and I don't even like to watch it. So then I start to plan to take my laptop, take some movies that I wanted to watch, maybe take some audiobook or some podcast, or take some computer game that I wanted to finish. I never had time, so now it's a perfect time when I have nothing to do. So then I start to see that I can do so much more, and I can enjoy it in a completely different way when I start to plan it. So this is what I want you to see, that in this relatively short term, what can you do? That you're gonna go to your parents. What we can do there? What's our plan? What's our vision? And then what's the plan B? When something's gonna go not as we planned, what can we do? What can we alternatively plan? So if we would have nothing to, if we had nothing to do, what can we do there? And then you can start to plan it. Then you want to take this leading role in planning and then in execution. And then you start to feel that the moment you achieve this, you come back from this weekend, you'll say, that was awesome. And then in the long term, we have this tendency, and I see it in my relationship over and over again, that I'm the person who feels this need and pressure to have a vision, to have this long-term plan. What are we gonna do? And because then I can plan somehow. And this is exactly what happened to me for the last few days. I was thinking and I was trying to understand what we're doing here. We're here in Vancouver since September last year. And there's a few more months that we know what we're going to do, because we are here because of Kasia, that she's doing the nutrition school that she wanted to do here. But when it all ends up, we don't know what we're going to do. And it was something that I could not accept. I need to know what we're going to do. So when I was preparing today's live, I basically wanted to hit two birds with one stone, and I went to my wife 90 minutes ago, and I start talking. Listen, I'm preparing this thing, and I want to know what's our plan. And we talked about it a little bit. We made a decision. Listen, let's stay here for some time and see how it's gonna go. Just let's enjoy this whole thing. And now, when we just made a decision, I already have tons of plans, tons of ideas, what I want to do, what things I want to experience, what avenues I want to take us in all of this. And I was the person who needed to know that before time. So this is what I want you to understand. Whether it's your vision or not, whether it's your idea or not, doesn't matter. I want you to be this person who is driving this whole thing. And you'll start to see that you are the person who needs it much more. And then when you have a plan, you'll have a vision, and you allow yourself to kind of be the driving force to make it happen, you start to feel much better. So this is what I want you to take from this video. We were created to have this inner need to have a vision. And whether it's something relatively short term, when you know that something's going to happen this month, in the next weekend, or in 2 weeks, have idea, ask yourself, what are we going to do there? What's the plan B? What is the alternative that we can think of? So then we're not going to be wasting time then. And then if it's long term, it doesn't really matter if that's your vision or not. Be the driving force and allow yourself to be the person who takes the whole family and plans and execute. Because then when you're finished, you'll feel this pride that you were able to make it all happen. Because you've got to understand, the most suitable person to ensure that your shared goal, shared visions and dreams, that they will come to fruition in your relationship, it's you. So that's why I want you to allow yourself to play this game, because then you'll experience it, firsthand, how great it is to take the role which was yours all along. So think about it, do something about it, and see you tomorrow.